Hey Phil, it's Joe Person. How you doing, man?
Good, Joe. How are you?
I'm good. Good. Just wanted so your scouting report on Stephon Gilmore and any background you might have with him or with both these things.
I really don't have any background relationship with him at all. But over the years, it was funny. I took him into the D line room today to introduce him. He was going to introduce himself, but and one of the rookies said, "Hey, we know who you are." So I mean, everybody knows who he is. So that's the only way I really do know him, other than on video watching him. We're glad to have him.
How does this help you guys? And I know he's a couple weeks out, but in terms of coverage, man, able to, maybe to bring pressures like you like, just how would you say in general he improves your defense?
Well, he's been one of the best cover guys in the league for a long time. So obviously it allows us to send more than four people. And not worry about who he's on. So it adds a lot to what we can do. I'm looking forward to working with him.
Let's go to Will Palachik for the next question.
Hey Phil, just a sense of what more CJ can do this week, and kind of how does he look now that you have another full week underneath his hand?
He's doing just fine. He's smart. He learns fast. But we've thrown a lot at him. So, it was great that he played last week. Got his feet wet here, and he'll play more as we go. And, in a couple of weeks, he'll be full go and know everything. So, he's doing just fine.
And if it gets to a point where you have a cornerback situation where you have JC back, you have CJ and Stephon, is that kind of like almost an embarrassment of riches for you? How do you feel about trying to pick and choose between all those guys for your coverages?
Well, hopefully at some point all those guys will be together, but that'd be fun to have that problem. But, we'll see down the road.
All right, we'll go to David Newton next, followed by Scott Fowler.
Hey, Phil, I've got a couple. One, how much did you feel like that defensive back room needed an experienced guy like you have in Gilmore now?
Yeah, there's no substitute for experience, and he's a real pro. He's been we were with him today, and you can just tell. I mean, he was taking notes and really into it. So I think he'll add a lot to not just the DB room, but us, our team and our defense. So I think everybody's looking forward to working with him.
And I want to ask you too, I mean, you were in the college level when he was coming out of high school, and that was a really, really talented football team down in Rock Hill. Did you ever go down there to do some recruiting, or had you heard about that group at all, or what did you know about them?
Not a lot. I did not know that group when I was coaching in college.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Phil, this is a little more game-oriented, but just one thing on Dallas and then one on Philly. So I'll just ask you the Dallas question first. But since we didn't really get your impressions of that, after you watched the game, you guys were so great against the run 3 straight weeks, and then the Cowboys happened. So as you look back on the film, what went wrong against Dallas?
Well, really the tailback position in the first half had 50 yards rushing, which, we can live with that. In the second half, they came out in some big groups that they had not really shown, with 3 tight ends and a 5-man surface. And so, I think we didn't prepare for that. We were working on empty and some other stuff. They had not shown any of that. A lot of it is on me. We didn't really rep some of the stuff they did. So, and then that physically, that offensive line and that tailback, they were ready for a fight, and I'm not sure we were. So the combination of both in the second half, they ran the football on us and controlled the game. So my hat's off to him.
So given that, against Philadelphia, what are your primary concerns and where do you want to get better?
Well, obviously, you know, when you give up that many rushing yards, you know, that's a concern, right? So, you know, I'm sure they're going to try to take advantage of some things that Dallas did. And then, you know, they have really good skill players. I mean, they have two legit tight ends, and their wideouts can really run. And their tailback position's athletic. So they have good skill guys, and, you know, I coached against the quarterback in college, and I know how athletic he is. So they present a lot of problems, especially with the quarterback running around and these fast guys, you know, scrambling. And, you know, we're going to have to do a nice job of plastering, and there's a lot of things we're going to have to do well to play against these guys. You know, and they've been scoring points. They scored 30 last week. So they present a lot of problems. And, you know, offensive line, you know, they thought they, you know, going into the season were real strong there and have had a lot of injuries. So that's probably been their Achilles heel up to this point, but their skill guys are really good players.
Thanks, Phil.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go to Jonathan Alexander, followed by Joe Person.
Hey, Phil. I'm writing something on Dante Jackson, so I just want to ask you quickly, what do you think he's meant this year to this defense?
Well, to me, Dante, you know, in the year and a half we've been here, has really matured and developed as a player, and he's getting better every day. So, you know, I think the sky's the limit with him. He can really change direction and accelerate, and he's physical for his size. So, you know, you can put him on the best player, and he holds up really well, and actually does better than that. So, you know, I'm glad he's on our team.
Hey, Phil, is Kamal Martin going to be active for you guys on Sunday? And would he get Shaq's reps, or would it be somebody else?
Well, we are still working with that. So, but don't be surprised if you see him play. But we're still working through that, and we'll make a game time decision.